there, and thank you for joining on this Wind Down Wednesday. Today, I am going to answer the question that keeps coming up over and over and over again in regards to the differences between a plain vanilla marketing agency and my agency, which is very, very niche and specialized and focused on lawyers and law practices and the things that we do in this practice that are very specific to lawyers and law firms, right? I keep getting asked, what's the difference? The difference is that in this law practice, this agency, this legal marketing and business development agency, the focus here is only on attorneys. That's it. Those are the people we serve. Those are our people, right? We in this firm, in this agency, have tons of legal marketing experience. We've been in the industry for many, many years. I myself have been in the industry for 18 years. I have done legal marketing not only here in the US, but I've also done it internationally, right? In firms that are across 9 different offices across the world on different time zones and different continents, right? So I've seen a lot of things. I've seen legal marketing in a number of different ways, from a number of different angles, being done differently depending on what practice area I'm working on or working with, the different attorneys that I'm working on, what their targets are, what their goals are even, right? So in this practice, in this agency, like I said, our focus are on law firms. But in the difference piece, as opposed to what would be in a plain vanilla agency, as opposed to a legal business development and marketing agency, is, like I said, the focus on law firms, but also the specifics for which are applicable when handling a law firm or a lawyer in a business development and marketing type space, right? Attorneys do not market the same way as perhaps like an ice cream shop or even an accounting firm or even some other corporate office. It's very different. Being in the law space is very different. The things that are done and how they're done in a law practice are very different from the way that they're done in another practice. And that is why my agency is specialized and very much tailored towards law firms, because the way that law firms need things done is very specific, it's very niche. It's very like either you're an expert and you know it or you don't. There are a lot of things that are applicable in the business development, legal marketing space that don't even come up in a normal agency space, right? I can tell you, for example, if you are working in a marketing agency and a law firm comes to you for help for marketing, I'm not saying that there are things that you can't assist with. Being in a vanilla, a plain agency, you can help them with things like branding, you can help them with like creating marketing material and that type of stuff. I'm not saying that you can't do that, because you can. But when you're working with a legal marketing agency, the difference is that we can apply knowledge, expertise, and experience that we have had working with law firms that agencies who are not in that space consistently all the time cannot, because they just don't know, they just don't have the experience in that space, right? For example, I had an attorney, a client of mine, who worked at a really big law practice for many years. In that law practice, they had a legal marketing and business development practice within the firm who did all of their things for marketing, right? So this attorney was very used to being able to just send requests to that department and it get done without having to handhold, without having to, teach them what the standard was and knowing all the things that they need on an ongoing basis and kind of rinsing and repeating every year what the needs were for each attorney in that firm. Going then to an agency and having an expectation is very unrealistic, because an agency that doesn't specialize in lawyers and law firms don't understand all the things that happen on a day-to-day basis and kind of rinse and repeat from one year to the next. For example, directories. Directory submissions are something that are or that is specific to a law practice, right? Law firms, lawyers understand what they are, how they work, how to do a submission. And there's a process involved. It's not one where you can just pick it up and then you just know it. You got to know all the quirks that go along with it, the things you can and cannot do, the requirements for submitting, the dates to submit, the type of cases that you can submit to help build an attorney's portfolio and reputation and credibility and rankings, where an agency that doesn't specialize in legal marketing, they don't know this stuff, right? And I'm not discounting them or saying that they suck because of that. That's not what it is. They just don't know, right? They don't know how to submit, for example, a directory submission to chambers and partners. They don't understand that unless they've worked in it before. And in addition to that, this stuff is changing every year. Sometimes from one quarter to the next, with submission that was done last quarter, next quarter you're submitting for something else, the requirements have changed or something has changed. And then what you don't want to happen is that you end up finding out that there's a change at the table when you're about to submit, when you're running behind, you're running out of time, right? You don't want to find out then. But if you're working with an agency who's kind of learning the ropes along the way, those are the types of issues that you are going to run into, right? Because they don't have that experience of what it takes to do business development and legal marketing for an actual law practice or for an attorney, right? So like I said, it's not like they can't help you. They can, but it's going to be a little bit painful, right? Because they don't deal with attorneys all the time, right? So that is one example to help you understand the difference between a vanilla, plain agency that does marketing just for any type of business, as opposed to one that focuses on legal marketing and attorneys and has done this for many years. The team under me have specialized in different areas that make up my agency. They are the best of the best, creme de la creme, that I've hand selected to do the work that's required for my clients. So when a client comes to us and they're saying to me like, hey, I want to do a rebrand. Hey, I got a branding team for that. I got a team that does graphics. They do all that stuff. They've done it for years. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what to do and not to do in the legal space. They know about colors. They know about, what competitors are in that space that perhaps could look like them and what to stay away from, right? If you go to a vanilla or a plain marketing agency, they will find it out over time, and there's going to be lots of delays. There's going to be a lot of hand holding. There's going to be a lot of you being upset and dissatisfied because you feel like you have to hand hold, right? So if you ever want to know the differences between a vanilla plain marketing agency and an agency that specializes in legal marketing and business development, there it is. If you want to talk about this some more, leave some questions or comments in the comment section. We'll continue the conversation there. Of course, always open to you sending us messages through our website, strategyacademy.us. Send us any questions you have there, or perhaps you might have a topic that you want us to talk about. Thank you for joining on this Wind Down Wednesday, and I hope that this video has helped you understand the difference between a plain agency, marketing agency, and a legal marketing and business development one that specializes in that space. Thanks for joining. Take care.